You are Locked On 76ers Postcast, part of Locked On Sports Philadelphia, on the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
What's happening, everybody? Welcome to Locked On Sports Philadelphia, Locked On 76ers Postcast. My name is Mark Barzetta. That went about as actually better. That went better than I actually expected. I expected a 25, 30-point loss, and it turns out it was only an 18-point loss. So, hey, things are looking up. Once again, welcome in. Kelly Oubre had himself a fine game. Tyrese, Maxey, Paul George sit, which, again, is a cause that I am certainly championing for them to sit out as many games as possible down the stretch, as I've said many times over. But I thought our friend Keith Pompey summed it up nicely. And I was trying to, like, preseason game, pickup basketball game, but pickup basketball can be kind of exciting. There was just no vibe or feel to this game. And if you're the broadcast crew doing the game tonight on TNT, whether you're in the studio or you're at the game, they even touched on it. What this game was supposed to be. This game was supposed to be, at the start of the season, two titans of the Eastern Conference meet in what's going to be one of the best games of the year. Down the stretch, 20 games left. You're wrapping up their season series against the Boston Celtics and the Philadelphia 76ers. And nope, it was terrible. It was terrible. And that's kind of the way the season has gone, obviously, for your 10-9-8 76ers. But either way, welcome in. We'll talk about it all here on Locked On Sports Philadelphia and the Locked On Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel here on Locked On 76ers Postcast. I will let you know that your favorite podcast now is a newsletter introducing Locked On 76ers daily newsletter. One stop for ultimate team and league coverage delivered right to your inbox. Sign up for free now at LockedOnDaily.com. That's LockedOnDaily.com, and start your day with the all-new free Locked On 76ers newsletter. Let's get it started with the player of the game.
This is the Locked On Player of the Game.
There is no doubt in my mind, because I could never give it to a Boston Celtic. No thank you. So the player of the game is Kelly Oubre. 27 points tonight, sat out the fourth quarter, had 5 fouls. But Kelly Oubre able to contribute to the 76ers' attempt tonight, without Maxey and Paul George, to take the reins of the Sixers' leading scorer responsibilities. And he was able to go 9 of 20 shooting, 6 of 7 from the free throw line, and also helping the cause for the Sixers from beyond the arc, hitting 3 of 5 from beyond the arc with 6 assists in tonight's game for a total of 27 points. No other 76er was able to notch 20 points in the game. The person that was the runner-up scoring-wise for your 76ers, you know who it was? It was Lonnie Walker. A little revenge on his old team. The Boston Celtics came up with 17 points on 5 of 10 shooting from beyond the arc. He had 5 threes. Not too bad for him on 6 of 13 shooting. Nice little spark for the Sixers tonight, although I still won't call it anything to lean on. But hey, a step in the right direction, to say the least. He had 17 points, did Lonnie Walker IV for the Sixers tonight. Now we're going to go with something I'm going to find to be a little bit comical. I'll give you one not so serious and one serious when we talk about the turning point of this game.
Time to reveal where the game was won or lost. It's the turning point.
We're going to go way back in the way back machine for this turning point, because the turning point of this game wasn't the fourth quarter. Turning point of this game wasn't the third or second or first quarter. No. The turning point for this game happened in June of 2017. When Bryan Colangelo got fleeced by Danny Ainge. Like, Danny Ainge, like, oh, I don't really even want Markelle Fultz. You take Markelle Fultz. I'll just settle for this Jayson Tatum guy, the 3rd overall pick. And then Bryan Colangelo collars himself. Remember the high collars? He got fleeced. Danny Ainge fleeced him. Got another first-round pick out of it as well as swapping picks there. And the Celtics got Jayson Tatum, went on to actually compete for championships and win a championship like last year. Meanwhile, the Sixers got the Markelle Fultz. And all the good times that followed after Markelle Fultz. So that was the turning point. If not just for this game, for the franchise's fate. One in a positive direction for the Celtics and a very negative direction for your 76ers. But in all seriousness, if you had to say there was one turning point into tonight's game, I mean, were the Sixers ever winning this game? No? Okay, cool. The turning point, if you really had to nail it down, I would say was about 2 minutes to go in the third quarter when Kelly Oubre had an N1 situation on a good driving layup, goes to the line, makes the free throw. Sixers make it a 10-point game. They had no business making it a 10-point game with 2 minutes to go in the third quarter, but yet there they were making it a 10-point game. And before you could blink, the Boston Celtics rattled off a 10-2 run to close out the third quarter, and then including they were back-to-back threes from Jayson Tatum, and then built it as much as I believe it's a 14-2 run going into the start of the fourth quarter. So if I had to say the turning point of the game would be 2 minutes to go in the third quarter, Kelly Oubre gets the N1, and then Celtics rolled. By the way, I didn't even mention, as part of the player of the game responsibilities there, are really accolades for Kelly Oubre. 16 points in the third quarter. Here's what's really wild about this. Sixers lost the first quarter, 35-24. Surprising no one. Sixers lost the second quarter, 29-22 by 7 points, to the surprise of nobody. In fact, it was that close. It's a little bit of a surprise, I guess. Then they were even Stevens in the second half. Yes, granted, Jayson Tatum didn't play at all in the fourth quarter. Missoula opting to rest Jayson Tatum on a day where Jaylen Brown wasn't playing. Sixers obviously didn't have two of their starters, right? They opt to go in another direction and say, let's have the young guys go out there and see what they can do. Well, they did just fine. Not that the Sixers had their number one lineup throughout the evening, obviously, but the bench guys for the Celtics ended up finishing evens with the Sixers in that fourth quarter. Again, 26-26. I think I can give you guys the best possible news. Phillies are going to be starting before you know it. Sixers have, during the game tonight, I was like, oh, only 20 more of these games left. Thank goodness gracious. But then I'm like, ooh, 20 more? 20 more of these? Ugh. I sit through 20 more? Gross. 2 of those are going to be against Washington. 2 of those are going to get the Raptors, I believe. Yeah, another one coming up against the Jazz on Sunday at 7:30. So this ain't going to be – it's gonna be a long time. It feels like 20 games is an eternity. But one more thing on tonight's game before we move on to some other things that they have going on for the rest of the season. I'd love to see a Dembona get, but like if I could really fish a wish here as we wind things down during the season, Andre Drummond, God bless him. 9 points tonight, 10 rebounds. Looks like he is trying to give you every ounce he can possibly give you as the season winds down. But if you're going to be looking at the Sixers to develop for the future, Andre Drummond's not really a part of that. I would love to see a Dembona more. Now, look, that's not, to me, a Dembona hasn't played well enough to earn more minutes, but I don't care. I just want to see him. I want to see him play 20 minutes. I want to see him play 25 minutes. The only way he's going to get better is if he's out there playing. At times, yeah, he's had some stone hands incidences in his rookie season here, the second-round pick out of UCLA. But tonight, I'd like to see more than 12 minutes for him, especially if you're going to have Gershon Yabusele and Andre Drummond in the starting 5, one of your, 37 now different starting lineups throughout the season. I would love to see a Dembona get some more minutes. If I could just make a couple of requests of Nick Nurse. My last request worked out fine. Hey, maybe not play Paul George if he's still dealing with a groin injury. Hey, let's definitely not see Tyrese Maxey out there while he's dealing with a back injury. Another request. Let some of these younger guys eat. Let them go out there and get a couple of reps under their belt, like Dembona being one of them. Now, I mentioned Quentin Grimes looks like a player that could help the Sixers in the not-too-distant future here, maybe next year as we watch these games and only think about the future, not right now, not what this team could do for me right now, but what some of these guys on this team could do for me next year. The minute I mentioned Quentin Grimes going in the rotation, next year as a guy to come off the bench to help the Sixers, a measly 6 points tonight on 2 of 11 shooting, 1 for 5 from beyond the arc. Not his best night from the floor, unfortunately. When we come back, we'll talk about what I think most people will be talking about tomorrow, and it does have a little bit of a light at the end of the tunnel. That's when we return here on Locked On 76ers Postcast on the Locked On Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel. let me tell you about BetterHelp. Who's in your support system? Do you ever think about that? We all need to learn. We all need people we can lean on. We need to learn how to lean on those people and ask for help, whether it's friends, family, mentors, or professionals. Even the strongest leaders and athletes know that asking for help makes them better. Therapy is one of the best ways to build a strong support system. It's not just through tough times. It helps you with setting boundaries, developing coping skills, and becoming the best version of yourself. That's why I'm talking to you about BetterHelp. See it at the bottom of the screen there, BetterHelp, BetterHelp. Learning to ask for help. I've seen firsthand how valuable it is to have a support system that keeps you grounded and motivated every day. Benefits you could get from therapy, because therapy isn't just about crisis moments. No, it's a tool for self-improvement, stress management, and navigating life's challenges. Convenient and accessible? Enter BetterHelp. BetterHelp is fully online, making it easier than ever to connect with a licensed therapist from anywhere. With over 30,000 professionals available, you can find the right fit and switch anytime at no extra cost with BetterHelp. Build your support system with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/LockedOnNBA today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/LockedOnNBA. BetterHelp.com/LockedOnNBA. I hope you guys are still having some fun with FanDuel, by the way. FanDuel is an awesome time to keep games interesting, like a game like tonight, for instance. Maybe you saw Kelly Oubre going off, and maybe you cashed in on his over on the evening. Ended up with 27 points. Well, when the game tips off, NBA, then with FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook, with FanDuel, you could place live bets throughout the game. So even if you miss the opening tip, or you want to bet in the fourth quarter on a comeback and you want to stay on the action that way, and if you're looking for a bigger payout, you can even combine your live bets into a same-game parlay. Absolutely love using FanDuel. Live betting feature is fantastic on FanDuel because it helps every moment of the game, makes it even more exciting. Whether you're backing your team or maybe looking for another player to hit their over on an opposing team, Jayson Tatum, maybe that's the way you look at it on FanDuel. Right now, new FanDuel customers can get $150 in bonus bets if your first $5 bet wins. Just visit FanDuel.com to join today. That's FanDuel.com for your shot at $150 in bonus bets. Make every moment more with FanDuel, the official sports betting partner of the NBA. All right, what do you be talking about tomorrow? Let's break it down.
This is what you'll be talking about.
I'm going to go ahead and assume you're not going to be talking about the Sixers much tomorrow, other than this. 20 games left to go. 20 games left to go now in the regular season. You got the Utah Jazz coming up Sunday at 7:30. You got 20 games to be worse than the Raptors, the Pelicans, the Nets, the Hornets, the Jazz, Sunday, and the Wizards. It's like watching this game Sunday, and I'll be on with you guys after the game right here on Locked On Sports Philadelphia. The 76ers Jazz game, I predict, will be a middleweight fight where both fighters are throwing it. They're just both trying to lose. Let's keep the Tyrese Maxey, the Paul George, and Kelly Oubre looked a little winded today. Let's keep him on the bench too, Try to out-lose the other losers around the NBA. That's what I think people are going to be talking about if they're talking about the Sixers at all. Oh, they lost to the Celtics? Good. Kelly Oubre look good? Okay. Give me one player to watch. That's all I ask as we watch these games as the season winds down. Just give me one player to look at and go, hey, good for you. Good game. Tonight, that was Kelly Oubre. But they lose. Keep that up, please. And thank you. Right now, as I look at the standings, the 76ers still the sixth worst record in the NBA, competing with those other teams for that distinct remark. Although it does certainly look like the Washington Wizards, the Charlotte Hornets are the bottom of the barrel. The Utah Jazz only have 15 wins on the season. Right now, win-wise, it goes 12 to the Wizards, 14 to the Hornets, 15 to the Utah Jazz, 17 to the Pelicans, 20 to the Raptors, 21 to the 76ers and the Brooklyn Nets. Those are your bottom 7 teams in the entire NBA vying for ping pong balls in the upcoming NBA draft lottery. In case you forgot, here is your reminder, and you might need this as part of your conversation piece tomorrow if you guys do talk about the 76ers. 7th worst record in the NBA. Sixers have a 32% chance of keeping their pick. 6th worst record in the NBA. 46% chance of keeping their pick. 5th worst record in the NBA, which would mean they would have to catch those Raptors. They would have a 64% chance of keeping their first round pick and having that not ship over to the Oklahoma City Thunder. They even talked about it during tonight's game in the Al Horford deal. One of the moves that Daryl Morey made outside of a draft pick that made me go, maybe this guy doesn't know what he's doing. That's pretty great. Sixers, Jazz, Sunday, 7:30. I'll be on with you guys after that game right here on Locked On Sports Philadelphia. So make sure you hit like and subscribe on Locked On Sports Philadelphia. I'll be with you guys come Sunday. I will miss you from now until then. Have a great rest of your night, everybody. See you guys on Sunday. Bye.